Okay. In 2007, it was reported in the media that 1,180 animals were mistreated. Now this number sounds like it's not a lot, but it's decreased greatly from the high amount that it was in 2005. This is thanks to the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, otherwise known as the ASPCA. The ASPCA is a valuable organization to society because they do many things like prevent cruelty, they keep the strays off the street, and they give strays a loving home. Their mission statement was in 1866 to provide effective means for the prevention of cruelty to animals throughout the United States. To prevent the cruelty of animals, they'll usually go and investigate places when they hear that an animal is being cruelly treated. They believe it's wrong because an animal can be injured or killed. Owners are usually unaware of how much it costs to take care of animals, or are just unaware of how to actually take care of them, or the fact that they actually have feelings and emotions just as people do. Averagely, it costs $700 to $875 annually to take care of an animal. I understand that it's a lot, but people should be more realistic before they adopt a pet, and they should be able to afford to take care of it. Most people don't have the tolerance and anger management to also deal with an animal. Therefore, they don't realize the animal is fragile, and they just end up eating it because they're upset or angered with it. Other people also just get some kind of power trip from being on a poor defenseless animal just because they can overpower it. Most of these animals eventually end up being left on the streets to struggle for their lives because their owners never cared about them and never will. There are 70 million strays that were reported on the street. This number has to be estimated because there are so many, it's hard to actually say. The pets that usually end up on the streets are not spayed or neutered, therefore they reproduce and create many more problems. Most people would think that this is only a problem for the animals because they can't find a loving home, but in fact it does actually hurt society because strays end up stealing food from vendors and other people, and they can even cause car accidents when people swerve out of the way to hit them. The ASPCA helps this by offering a refund. When I bought my dog, I bought him for $95, and they offered us $15 back if we got him neutered. The animals also have a little chance to survive when they're outside on the streets. Most of the shelters are full and can't afford to keep bringing animals in, so most of them have to be humanely euthanized. The problem is easy to solve, that's why it kind of bothers me, because if you simply care and actually take care of the animal and don't leave it on the street and leave adoption as one of the last, or leave the shelter as one of your last options, I don't see it as that hard. If most people are aware and cooperate, just as the ASPCA has, this problem won't happen as often. Some of the luckier animals are able to be adopted once they are in the shelter, and the ASPCA helps with pairing up families with great pets. I think that that's a good thing because it helps teach children responsibility, and it also makes the child happy. Many people have to deal with hard circumstances in life, and a pet will help you keep your mind off of it. Like there's a story on this one show, Underdog to Underdog, where the mother was suffering from cancer, and the little girl was really upset about it. She was only 4, so she didn't really understand why her parents were always upset, and it was just a really depressing mood. So they ended up bringing a dog in when the mother went through remission, and eventually the family felt a lot better and happier that they had another dog. They had a dog to take care of, and they could move on with their life. I believe in the ASPCA, and I think they're a great organization. I donate to them as often as I can. And every time that an animal is saved, taken off the streets, or given a loving home, I can remember that they are the reason for it and that they're helping to prevent any more animals from being hurt or thrown onto the streets or humanely euthanized. I also have to thank the ASPCA because I adopted my dog Logan after Ruth Steinhardt. And he's made my life a lot better since I had to deal with a lot of hard circumstances and I had to overcome a lot of things with my parents arguing, on the verge of divorce, and many other economic problems that we had. So I hope that next time that you think about adoption, you'd consider the ASPCA because they're helping save so many animals. And also consider spaying or neutering your pet because in case they do get out, they won't help to reproduce many more animals into an already overpopulated world.